Okay. Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started. I just want to say thank everyone. I want to thank the participants in the room today. Welcome to Success at ASU. My name is Jessica Caolo. I'm talking to you all about the Career Center and all that we have to offer, including our virtual career fair that's coming up. So we're going to go ahead and get started for the purpose of time. Thank you all so much for attending. As you all may already know, we have the Engineering Career Center. Here is our website. This is specifically for engineering students. And then we have the Career and Professional Development Services, which is our main career center. And this is open to any ASU student. So if you're an engineer, you would go to Fulton Schools of Engineering. The website is right there. If you want to go to the main career center, the website is right there under Career and Professional Development Services. So here are some top resources in order for Fulton students to prepare. We have the website that you just saw, career.engineering.asu.edu. It's going to provide any resource that you want, any career development resource that you want. We have quite a bit of presentations on there, resources, templates, tools, and tips. And so we want you all to be able to access this information at any time, 24/7. And some of the presentations are on there that we do host. And I'll talk about some of the presentations as we go along, the webinars that we host in career services. Some of the things that you can do now that I would encourage for you all to do now, if you don't have a Handshake account, go to ASU joinhandshake.com, log in. That's going to get you logged in to everything that we do. It is going to be extremely important because Handshake is the way that you're going to communicate with us, and you're going to be able to know what's happening in our career center. That includes the events, that includes the career prep sessions or webinars. That includes if you want an appointment about your career, you can schedule career appointments through Handshake. Professional profile and resume, that's going to be extremely important for you to upload on Handshake. And some of this I will cover as we go along so that you'll get a better picture of what I'm talking about. Jobs and internships, we have career fairs and employer-led events, interviews. So basically everything that we do is regulated through Handshake. We've partnered with employers to recruit them to get on Handshake for you. So that's why as I go along in this presentation, you are going to hear me say Handshake because it is a top resource and one of the most important ones that you will have while you're here at ASU. So next slide, Going Global is a great resource for international students. You can access this also on Handshake. If you go to resources, or you could do a search and you just search Going Global. Basically Going Global is going to have a comprehensive database of employers. It's for domestic or international students. It covers the visa information that you all want. It's got career guides. So if I want to go to Italy, what does that look like? They have career guides that will guide me for how to prep for a career or an internship abroad. So this is going to be an extremely important resource for you all. You can access it on Handshake, although this is actually what you'll see when you go to the website, Fulton Schools of Engineering Career Center. At the top, there's a students tab, and that's going to get you to all of the resources that I've already talked about, the presentations, if you want a sample resume. And as we go along, there's going to be more information as well. So I just wanted to promote Going Global, extremely important for international students. It's going to have jobs, internships, career guides, advice. It's going to really guide you about domestic and international work. So here are our fair dates If you all, well, if you're Fulton, which you are, you would be going to any of these virtual career fairs. If you are computing and information technology, obviously that's coming up on February 11th, master's and PhD, undergraduate, you would go to that virtual fair on Career Eco, which is the platform. So that's the link for it. That's extremely important. If you are planning to attend that day, I would strongly recommend that you get on Career Eco now and upload that resume. If you are CB, Civil and Environmental Engineer, they will have a separate one. That's going to be through Handshake. BME, that already passed, but then there's also the ASU-wide virtual career fairs. This can be on Zoom, Handshake, or other platforms. The best thing that I could advise for the ASU-wide virtual career fairs is to monitor those on Handshake, because they are going to be posted on Handshake. So this is a really important slide. I just want to make sure that you all, take note of it, because this is going to be, these are the platforms. And so all of these events have been posted on Handshake, so you can get on Handshake as soon as possible to see when these events are happening. So what you need to do now, complete your Handshake profile, develop that resume, prepare for the virtual fair experience, register on Career Eco, attend career prep sessions, research companies, apply, and learn about interviewing. And then here is a to-do list. If you all want to write that down, that's the website there, the PDF. That is a great to-do list that will help you to really get organized for the fair. We have also posted it on our website, so you can access it on our website as well. But what I would like for you all to do is, yes, complete the Handshake profile, but start to access the Career Eco platform and get on that platform, develop that resume, let us look at it. We're here to help. We have a team of peer career coaches and career specialists that can help you with your resume. And so getting on there is the first step on Career Eco to be able to upload your resume. So let us look at your resume, and I'm going to talk about it more as we go along. Making an appointment with the Career Center. This is what you'll see when you get into Handshake to access our appointments. So as you see, if you click on the Career Center, that's going to get you to the appointment tab, which then will get you to the appointment type. So what are you coming in for? It's extremely user-friendly. It's also going to have, as you see, the events, and that's where you'll be able to access the list of events. You'll be able to access jobs, employers, community if you want to talk to people and start networking. But this is actually the face of the website, and that's going to get you started with some of the things I've already talked about. So what we want you all to do is to complete that profile, add your professional photo, make that profile visible, upload that resume, make it visible. And here are some prompts. You don't want to leave your profile incomplete. You want to make sure it is complete. And as you see in the middle, it's going to tell you how complete it is. But the idea is that you want to make it very comprehensive so that an employer, when they see it, they're going to want to talk to you on there. But you also want to upload that resume. Please make it visible. It's extremely important. Put a nice photo, complete that profile. So that's really the first step in Handshake, one of the first steps. Let me go back to this slide because it's really important. Okay, so if you all want to develop that resume, writing these down will be good in terms of the website, the web pages on here. But you can also go to our website. You can Google ASU Career Center or Fulton Schools of Engineering Career Center, and that will come up. And again, the student tab at the top really regulates a lot of these things that I'm showing you. So this is how you're going to access sample resumes. We have updated a software related major one and an engineering and other majors. And so if you wanted to access the technical resume presentation, because we have one, it's also on our website. So you can access it here. This is what it will look like if you select the Students tab at the top, and it's got the drop-down box and it'll say resume. And this is exactly what it will look like when you get to that page. So you can find sample resumes here. If for some reason you can't access an appointment, you can, let's say you don't have time to meet with someone, you can go to that website at the bottom. It's called Optimal Resume, and we will critique your resume at any time. So it could be 1 in the morning, and if you want to get a resume critique, one of my professional staff members will critique it and get it back to you through the Optimal system. So those are your choices, and then make sure to access those resume examples, get one started, and make an appointment with us. I think that's what we strongly recommend. So if you're going to upload your resume for the Career Eco platform for the fair, make sure that you just have your name attached to it. This is something that I do even if I'm saving my document, my resume on my computer, because if and when I have applied for jobs, I want them to know that it is my resume. So let's just get in good practice of doing that. And then when you upload it on that Career Eco platform, or the platform that you're going to for your career fair, make sure that it's got your name. It's just easier for an employer to view. So researching companies and employers, make sure to also access these events on Handshake, and you could go to the all employers at the top, and you can check out the employers that are going to be there before the career fair. Apply through Handshake, apply through the company websites, or both if possible. You can join the event. You'll see the tab on the right, join event. You can join the event there, but really, again, Handshake's going to be the lifeline of everything that you do while you're here, because we have everything on Handshake. So we're going to go to the next slide, where you're going to be able to get a visual of the Handshake events. And then it's going to have the filtering. I mean, if you're Fulton, you can input Fulton or career fairs or webinars, and that's going to really get you the searches that you want. Tip, employer events and ASU preps are listed here as well. So the way it's like any research job, you want to use those filters and you want to use it properly. So make sure that you input Fulton career fairs, and those should come up. So if you wanted to attend a prep session prior to the event, the virtual event, they are posted. They're posted on Handshake. So we have them. If you want to you can filter it by putting engineering webinar or webinar. We have input all of our career prep sessions in Handshake as well. They are typically under events. And so basically we offer quite a bit of sessions, and this is a way for you to get that group session approach to how do I create a resume, how do I get ready for the online career fair, which I've conducted a few of those this week. We have also cracking the code interviews if you're a software engineering major. Those are now posted on Handshake. And we have understanding salary negotiations, everything that you would want to know, conducting an effective internship job search. So I would go on to Handshake and look at those webinars, because now they are posted. As you see, cracking the code does not have a time there, but it does now. So the one on the second is now posted. So attend those, and we, again, can help you through the process. What we're doing in these sessions is educating you and taking that group session approach to really helping you build this, because the prep sessions are going to be extremely important for the actual virtual session. So mark your calendars, get on there. Actually, you can register on Handshake for those. Get on there as soon as you can. Again, we're here to help you with the webinars and how to set that up. So next topic is interviewing. So yes, this is extremely important for attending the virtual career fair, because what you need to do is to really get informed on the interview, what that entails and how to go about it. We've got resources. Again, from our website, you can go to the students tab above at the top, and it'll get you down to interviewing, and that's going to help you with resources, because at the career fair, you may be in that main web chat room. And so what happens is that you're in the main web chat room, and then an employer could really like you and want you to be in their individual chat or their private chat or their video chat. And so it may turn into an interview, because they are there to assess students for their positions. So going about it in terms of getting the prep work done for it is going to be extremely valuable. And so at this point, if you have any questions, go ahead and unmute yourself or go through the web chat on anything that I've talked about. Okay. Is it okay to come into the career fair if I just want to connect and get information about the jobs and companies and not apply this year? That is an extremely great question, and a very good question. Yes, we welcome you to connect, and just it's great for exposure, right? So even though you're not applying this year, to really be able to see what that world of work is like, talk to employers, get some information, gather information. Maybe you want to know about a company, you know, and some of the things that they're doing, but setting up those conversations before actually applying and getting to get that network, acquire that network, is going to be extremely important for the process. So I would say, yes, definitely come and connect and start talking to people, gather information. Get on that company website, know what they're about, ask them questions when you're at the fair. So that's a great question. Here's another good question. At what point in my academic timeline should I begin applying and gathering information just transferred in? Okay, great question. You just transferred in. I would say now is the time to start. You're a transfer student, Orsi? Are you a transfer student?
Yeah, I just transferred in from MCC this semester.
Okay, perfect. Yes. So the answer is yes. The time is now to start applying and gathering that great information. And if you have set your major, obviously, if you're a transfer, I'm sure you have a major, then attend those companies that are going to be there. You can access the companies, the employers on Handshake, and then start doing research before you actually approach the employers, so that you know what you're going to ask. But I think the time is now, especially, you know, if you just transferred in, I would start the process now.
Okay, thank you.
Great questions. I'm sure that you all have more questions. And if you do, go through the web chat. We've got a few more minutes before I send it over to Melissa Stein, who will be presenting on FURI. Where can I find the companies listed that are going to be in the fair? Great question. That's going to be in Handshake. Do you have a Handshake profile? Great. Okay, so go to the events tab. That's going to get you to the fair, Fulton virtual fair. That should be the search that you do. And it's going to get you, once you get into the fair that you want, you'll be able to access the companies. Great question. Okay, so all great questions. What I want to do really quickly is to make sure that you all get the information that's on this screen, all great additional information. So obviously, go through Handshake, go to the Fulton Schools Career Center website. All of these are going to be great resources for you moving forward. I've talked about Optimal. So Optimal resume, I don't have time. It's 1 a.m. I need to get somebody to edit my resume. You can submit it through Optimal before the career fair. Career Spot videos. This is all great videos on how to coach any topic. So if a recruiter can talk about resumes on there, you might want to know about leadership. So those Career Spot videos are on our website, can be accessed at any time. So you know, getting informed through the Career Spot videos is going to be crucial as well. Going global, I showed you that one. That's extremely important for the international or the domestic search. Inner Circle, that's our newsletter. Follow us. I do write blogs on different career development topics weekly. My team helps me with that. Sometimes we co-write. Fulton Career Center on Facebook. Follow us. So on that note, I'm going to go ahead, for the purpose of time, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Melissa Stein. I want to say thank you all for attending my session today and for all the wonderful questions.
Awesome, thank you. So hi everyone, my name again is Melissa Stein, and I'm going to be talking a bit today about FURI. And so let me see, can everyone see that? Yes. Okay. And so FURI is our engineering undergraduate research program. And I have quite a few slides, but I'm going to go through them. So please, at any point, unmute yourself or put into chat. And then I'll also have time at the end. And so again, FURI is our Fulton Undergraduate Research Initiative. So it's our signature research program for undergraduate students. If accepted into this program, you work with a mentor to kind of fine tune an idea related to one of the 6 Fulton research themes, and then work throughout a semester to perform your research, and also partake in other types of activities and assignments, and then ultimately present your findings at a research symposium. So the next few slides are a little bit more just general, like why pursue research. We know ASU is a research institution, engineering, a research college is one of our core values. But if you haven't, considered research or looked into it, here are some other just value, add skills that you would learn from research. So figuring out how to solve real world problems, gaining that faculty mentorship, faculty connections, working as part of a team, getting presentation experience, competitive advantage, and helping to, kind of fine tune your future plans. So getting started with research. So before even applying to FURI or another, research program, FURI is just one way to do research in Fulton and at ASU. But first things first, you obviously have to kind of identify your research interests. So what you're interested in, I think the majority of the time it kind of aligns with your educational, interests. Seek out research opportunities. So those are generally posted on our website. So the FURI one, other research websites, and the Inner Circle, other communication. Connect with research investigators. So those are the faculty mentors, the PIs, those that are kind of overseeing a lab, and then apply. Okay, so finding a faculty mentor. So this is probably, I don't want to say the toughest stop with the whole process, but I'm sure it can be, a little bit daunting, but you do need to find a mentor on your own that you will work with for FURI. So you do need to kind of like approach them and figure out a project and, kind of have them agree to be your mentor. And so I definitely know that sometimes talking to faculty that way, can be intimidating. At least it was for me when I was in school. But there's various ways that you can kind of see what faculty are interested in research, whether it's from the website or just hearing from other students. I think for the majority of students, they end up doing research with a faculty they've had for one of their classes. So if someone you have for a class, like, they're doing research, and it seems interesting, approach them after class, approach them during office hours, ask to talk to them about the possibility of doing research with them. You do kind of, have to put yourself out there, but we're an educational institution. And so faculty, are always looking to work with students on, their research. So it's really just kind of approaching them. So finding that'll be a big step for your FURI application. And this next slide is just a little bit of kind of tips and tricks as far as communicating with faculty. So if you have them in class, you probably have emailed them before. You can chat with them in class or over Zoom. But if you're sending someone an email, maybe you don't have them for class, but you saw them on the website and know that they have a lab and they're looking for students, just making sure like you have a clear subject line, why you're reaching out. Show them that you did your homework. So I always recommend to students, you know, every faculty and staff at ASU has a profile in the online directory that I search. If you go there and you look up faculty, they usually have a lot of their information. So a bio, all of their education, their research interests, and then I think that by and large, most all faculty that do research have their own research lab website, and you can get even further information about what they're working on there, who works in their lab. So just kind of showing them that, you know, you have looked into what they're working on a bit and not just sending them an email saying, you know, I'm interested in doing research, will you meet with me? But something rather, I'm interested in working on you know, something with polymers, if that's what they're doing. So just being a little bit more descriptive and showing that you've looked into their lab. Making your request specific, so asking to set up a time to chat with them about the possibility of a FURI project, and of course expressing gratitude. So preparing to meet with a potential mentor, I would say make sure you have your resume, which you will have had reviewed from the Career Center, up to date, having access to a transcript, or if you haven't, you know, requested that, knowing how to do so, knowing about their research, and then also thinking about what you're interested in. As I mentioned, you know, I'm kind of speaking specifically for FURI, but it's just one way to do research. Potentially you could do it for an honors thesis or even just volunteering. There's plenty of different options. Having questions ready to ask them, you know, try and treat this a little bit like an interview almost. So try and have a few questions prepared to ask them. And so to kind of build off of that, the other research options, so yeah, volunteering, honors thesis, independent study, capstone, and then FURI, and then the master's opportunity for research is the graduate equivalent of FURI. Okay, and then now we're going to go into a bit more kind of details about the actual program. So again, FURI for undergrads been around for about 15 years. We run it in the summer, fall, and the spring. And then the MORE program is for graduate students only, been around for about 2 or 3 years, spring 2018, and we do that during the academic year. And then anyone in good academic standing is able to apply. And again, you do need to have a mentor that is within the Fulton schools and one who's not on sabbatical. So kind of a quick overview of the program. So it's an application based. So if you're accepted, then you will work for up to 2 semesters. So you can apply for up to 2 semesters of funding. You will receive a stipend for $1,500 for each semester upon completing the semester. So if you're doing FURI this spring, you would receive your stipend at the end of the semester after you successfully completed everything for the program. A research budget, you are able to apply for up to $400 in research supplies. So that is a very big benefit for FURI, is that we do help with some supplies for you, and you know, labs, lots of stuff in labs and everything, but with budgets and everything, so we're able to help you get some supplies. And then we also supplement and pay your mentors a mentor stipend. So they do receive a stipend for helping you as your mentor. And then presenting at our fall or spring symposium, which is our end of the semester research symposium. Okay, so the application process, and our next application will be posted soon on our website. But again, it is, you know, probably a standard research application. So you'll have a research proposal, a bibliography, a research timeline, a supply budget, a personal statement, a resume, a non-official academic transcript, and a faculty mentor letter of support. And so you'll submit all of that. And so that's why I was stressing that you do need to have a mentor solidified before you even apply, because as soon as you do apply, your mentor will have to submit their letter of support. And then the application will be found on our website here. And additionally to all the information about the program will be found on the website. And then after you submit your application, we do have a review process. So we have a faculty review committee that's composed of faculty from every one of the Fulton schools. Some of them serve as FURI mentors or have served, some of them do not, but they all volunteer their time to review applications. So every student application we receive is reviewed by 2 separate reviewers. And then funding decisions are made, and students are usually notified a month or a month and a half after they've submitted their application. So it is a bit of a process from the time you submit your application until you do find out. But it is because we put so much, time and attention into the review process and make sure that everyone's work that they've submitted, has a fair and thorough review by the faculty reviewers. And the next few slides are just kind of some tips and things to remember about what goes into a good application. So making sure your research question is very well thought out and described, a clearly defined plan, a timetable that is descriptive and correlates to your plan, a concise review of previously published work that is relevant to your project, personal statement, one that shows that you're motivated and aligns with your proposed activities, a resume which demonstrates ability to achieve your goals and participation in the activities, an overall transcript that shows good academic standing and your ability to manage your course load with research, and then your proposal explicitly showing how it aligns with a Fulton research theme. And then, your proposal letter strongly endorsing your ability to carry out the project. And again, I think some of this is a bit repeated from the slide before, but yeah, just make sure you're clear in your writing, you're citing your sources using consistent formatting, you're clearly outlining your plan and your role in the project, discussing the impact of your research, what you think the expected outcomes are. So in addition to getting assistance from Jessica's team with your resume and other prep, we also have, writing setters and things like that. So I always stress to students, like, as you're working on your application, try and give yourself enough time that you can have a few different people look at it and provide their feedback and review it for you. Because the last thing you probably want is to spend, a lot of time on your proposal and not necessarily have a lot of time to review it before the deadline to submit, and then you may miss something. So always give yourself a buffer in order to have it reviewed. And then the acceptance rate kind of depends on the number of proposals and the number of applications and the available funding that we have. And typically funded about 150 students each semester in the academic year. And if you are, even thinking about this a little bit, I definitely recommend coming to our next symposium. So our next symposium will be in the spring in April, April 16th, actually. I'm sorry I didn't put it up here, but it'll be on the website soon. And it will be primarily virtual. But this is where all of the current students will showcase their work and talk about it. So it gives you a chance to hear about all of the projects students have been doing since August, some of them, and seeing their project and their findings. And so it's a great way to kind of learn more about what students have been currently working on and what has been, say, like a funded project. And it's usually a large event for us. We invite different donors and industry staff and all of our faculty and staff to attend, our dean's office also to attend. So it's also a great potential opportunity to network. And if you have any furious questions, that's what we always call FURI, Please don't hesitate to reach out to me, and I put my my email address in there. And again, the next application will be posted probably in the coming days and due at the end of March. So is there any questions I can answer about FURI or just research in general, how to get started? Oh, I'm sorry, I missed, I think, something in the chat. Is there a research program for graduate students? Yes, so the MORE program, the Master's Opportunity for Research and Engineering, is for graduate students, for Fulton Engineering graduate students. Any other questions? When is the deadline to apply for this summer? So the next application again will be posted soon, and that will be to participate in this coming summer and the following fall or spring. So it'll be due likely the end of March. So just be on the lookout for on the website. And once the application is posted, the due date will be there, and then it will also be advertised in the Inner Circle and other places. You're welcome. Any other questions we can answer?
No other questions?
I feel like we went through a lot of information very quickly, so kind of slow processing. So maybe I'll have some questions later. Where can I drop those? You know, if you know, later in the semester I remember about this meeting, and then I want to look up information. What website do I go to? Maybe we could drop it in the chat.
I'm going to go ahead and provide my email. If you have any questions, I'm obviously representing the Career Center. So
Okay.
That's my email. If you have any questions about career services, I'm here to answer them.
Got it. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I just put my email in as well.
Okay. Somebody had asked about the slides too. You will be able to get access. I believe the coordinators of this program will be able to get the information out to you. So just be mindful of that. Most of the time it's through the emails. No more questions. We have 1 more minute before you all go on to your next sessions. Well, all right then. You all know your sessions and where you're going. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and provide that information for you all in the web chat just in case. Here is the agenda for, I just sent it to everybody in the web chat. That's the agenda for the event so that you all know where you're going next. At this time, I just want to say thank you all for attending our great session today. And if you have any questions, let us know. Have a good one.
Bye, everyone. Have a good day.